Ladies and gentlemen, doesn't it feel different? Doesn't it truly feel different in the air? I think for every single one of us, we can understand we're stepping into a new chapter of our XRP journeys. And this chapter is the securing and maintaining of generational wealth. Holy shit, my friends, everything we've ever imagined and wished for is coming right here to our coin. And I can't stress how important this moment is right now for the development of price and this technology. Brad Garlinghouse has declared that with new programmability in the works for the XRP ledger, the XRP community has rightly been asking for this. And then goes on to say that the foundations of crypto infrastructure serving real world use cases are steadily becoming more robust by the day. Ladies and gentlemen, I've told you for a long time, smart contracts were necessary to seeing Ethereum and Solana-like growth for XRP. We've been crying for it, demanding it, and now we've won. This is probably the biggest thing that's happened in XRP ledger history. And Jungle Link brings up an important point that we're going to cover in my next video about Ripple's strategic pivot and smart contracts on the XRP ledger. What's really about to happen? I have my 2 cents, but I think he breaks down his in an excellent manner. And we're going to talk about a lot in our next video as well. But right now, this is a refresher. Ripple is confirmed, stating that their US dollar stablecoin will be issued in weeks, not months. This is a direct quote from Brad Garlinghouse, and I can't stress enough the utility that will be brought that will secure more price for us in the future because of this development. Stablecoins, Futureverse, smart contracts, real world asset tokenization. These are common themes I've been talking about in my previous videos, and look at them come around full circle, manifest in front of your faces. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. What's gonna come next? Remember my video from the other day where I discussed the Ripple JP Morgan underlying partnership through a partnership? Here's smoke detects that both Brad Garlinghouse and JP Morgan expect the US stablecoin regulation to be passed before the election in November. And this goes along with the perfect waters above time frame for where we should be seeing our bullish momentum for XRP and especially the overall crypto market. We already have stablecoin regulations in Europe. We're going to get more here in the States. And another quote JP Morgan had about stablecoins is the decreased use of Tether with the coming stablecoin regulation. The Ripple stablecoin will take part of Tether's market share, in my opinion. It will be a direct competitor to Tether in USDC and gain massive regulatory compliance and liquidity for XRP. And this is a powerful quote all of you need to be aware of. It says Tether reports are still lacking a full and detailed asset breakdown and independent audits. And this is one of those moments where we have to reflect and look at the changing of the guard in regards to the regulatory space in crypto. Who you elect will determine crypto's fate. And in my opinion, regardless, XRP is going to thrive. In my personal opinion. Remember my video from the other day discussing how I expected a market crash to occur, and we're still correcting. We're in the moment in time where there's likely going to be an event to mask the necessary need to cut interest rates. Interest rate cuts are necessary to funnel more money into the system. We are in end stage money printers, my friends. And they have to deflate this bubble one last time into election season. One more pullback, one more move, and then we're off to the races. It's been a difficult ride, but we are in the final stages before we quite literally make our ignorant bank money. You need to step into the person you want to become right now, because it is inevitable and nothing can stop you. This is historically how prices after US elections happen in the crypto space. And I can't stress enough how much of a guarantee it is that we're on the right side of history. Stay the course and watch the pendulum shift. As today, John Deaton has won the Republican nomination for Senate. And John Deaton securing this vote will go head to head with Elizabeth Warren. This is another step of what hard work can take. This is another piece of proof of where hard work can take you. If you haven't done so already, please read and buy John Deaton's book and learn more about this man that took the SEC head on for the XRP army and won, and now is going to help balance the guard and take down the anti-crypto senator from Massachusetts. Ladies and gentlemen, the XRP army's very own John Deaton.
He was pretty fired up. He called for unity and an end to partisan politics. And he also cast himself as a fighter for the poor and working class. Let's take a look at those numbers. Deaton coming in with 64%, Robert Antonella's 27%, and Ian Kane 9%. And that's with 40% of precincts reporting so far. Now, Deaton is a lawyer, a Marine, and also a cryptocurrency advocate. He had some tough words for Senator Elizabeth Warren.
No politician in Washington fuels division more than Elizabeth Warren. After 12 years, she's passed only one bill. She's completely absent, focused on hyper-partisan politics and advancing her own national ambitions.
Now tonight, Senator Warren's campaign coming out with a statement essentially saying a small handful of crypto billionaires chose Deaton for this race and poured millions, in fact, into the campaign. Now, Warren also said in that statement, her campaign manager said she has agreed to 2 debates. Deaton came out and wants her to agree to 5 single-issue debates, issues like reproductive rights, the migrant and immigration crisis, and also inflation among them. We're live here in Boston tonight. Charmin Skinny, WCVB News Center.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know about all of you, but I'm tuning into each of those debates. John Deaton versus Warren is one of those crypto versus anti-crypto, establishment versus the people type scenarios where we have an opportunity. And he's our very own. This is fantastic to see. And in the meantime, I'm looking forward to Da Vinci versus Matt Hamilton in a debate discussing XRP. And for those of you that don't know, Da Vinci was one of those individuals that got popular on Bitcoin by saying if you put just $1 in Bitcoin, it can make you a millionaire. And at the time, Bitcoin was just pennies. Ladies and gentlemen, the crypto space deserves for unity, discussion, debates, conversations, and this is a good one that I personally really want to see. Now, in addition, Raoul Pal, who hasn't been in the best graces of the XRP army recently, but I forgive you, Raoul. I really do. I'm a big fan, but I didn't like those recent comments. But he did have a conversation with Rand Neuner, someone who's not particularly pro XRP either, but he shares a powerful lesson in regards to the crypto industry. This is how Rand Neuner lost $134 million in 4 days because he was heavily invested in the Terra Luna ecosystem. And I believe sharing this right now will help temper your greed when you finally see massive green in your portfolios, and will teach you why taking profits is so important.
We literally had so much money that we didn't know what to do with it. And we were making money like crazy. And then Luna. And when Luna collapsed, I had over 50% of my portfolio in Luna and Luna-related projects. Okay, so you can imagine that I had over 50% of my portfolio in Luna and Luna-related projects. On top of that, I genuinely at the time believed that Luna was going to change money. I had drank the Kool-Aid, and I'd broadcast to my community for months and months and months, and many of my community had followed me into Luna. And as you know, in 4 days, the whole trade unraveled. And I lost over $100 million. I lost $134 million. It was the toughest. Cannot explain to you what it's like to lose that amount of money. Like, I just can't explain the feeling to you. Also, I was completely helpless. Completely helpless. Why? Because my Luna was staked, so there was no ways that I could have sold it. I couldn't have gone short because I couldn't, the volatility was too crazy and the funding was absurd. My Luna got wiped out, but then the rest of my portfolio also got wiped out because Bitcoin dropped, all the altcoins went to shit, and I pretty much lost everything that I'd worked for the last 5 years to build. I pretty much lost it. It was dark. It was dark. And you know what the problem is? Not only did I feel dead inside, and when I say I felt dead inside, I was alive. And I remember speaking to my kids, but not actually hearing what they said to me. I was alive, but I wasn't, I was so distracted. And I remember looking at my wife and looking at my kids and going, you had everything and you fucked everything up. Like, you had everything. You had all the money in the world. You gave them, I could have given them anything. And in that time, we were in the middle of the carnage.
Why were you taking more risk? If you'd had all the money, why take all the risk?
Because greed. Because Luna was the future of finance. Because Luna
because you wanted to be a billionaire as opposed to...
Yes, but also, yes, it was about the money, but it wasn't only about the money. It was also because Luna was the future of finance. And I couldn't unbelieve it because I believed it. And I'll tell you, 2 weeks before Luna went down, Scott Melker was on my show and I showed him my portfolio and he said to me, bro, de-risk from Luna. And I said, where should I put the money? Solana? I don't think Solana is going to be as good as Luna. He said, just put it into Bitcoin. And I was like, you're dreaming.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, what you just heard right there is what you need to protect against. I believe XRP is going to secure generational wealth this bull market. I believe the March 2017 move XRP made, which ended with a 58,000% gain, is possible this time around at any given moment. We know XRP explodes out of nowhere randomly, and that price action hits different. But Rand Nooner discussing his loss of $134 million in 4 days should be a cautionary tale that de-risking, profit-taking is part of your journey that you need to embark in, or else suffer the consequences. Never be completely too all in on any one thing. Right now, I've been all in on XRP for 6 years now. It's been a long road. It's been a beneficial journey. Chinese bamboo. We're at the end of the 5 years for the Chinese bamboo to begin growing. But you better believe I'm going to harvest. Every single one of you need to lock in profits at realistic values and also leave some for the long term. But don't allow greed to make you think you're foolproof, because being in these cryptos 100% is not stable. If you made money on meme coins, if you made money on NFTs, if you make money on XRP, congratulations. But lock it in. Secure your capital. Buy other assets as well. And become the true new 1%. Guys, with the stablecoin launching for Ripple, with smart contracts coming for XRP, AMMs live, NFT capabilities live, sidechains, stablecoins, private ledger, how can we fail? I don't see it. Bitcoin's heading into new all-time highs. Interest rate cuts are on the horizon. All while Ripple just defeated the SEC. And if the SEC were smart, they wouldn't even bother appealing. Even if the SEC appealed, Ripple and XRP would participate in this bull cycle. And that's something I do have to say. That's something I do have to confirm. And that's something every single one of you need to have confidence going into this bull market with. Here, to cap off this video for today, I'm going to leave you with Mikkel giving one of the best explanations on why the SEC should not appeal this case. Ladies and gentlemen, there is nothing to fear. We've gone through and weathered this storm, and out of the other side we will rise, out of the ashes, into the new 1%. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Bearable Bull here. Thanks for tuning in. As always, I appreciate every single one of you. Now I'll be back tomorrow with another video.
Jungle, what I think is going to happen is the SEC is going to kind of pivot. I think the SEC is going to be going after secondary market trading of the tokens and trying to hold this exchanges liable for trading the underlying crypto assets, and then essentially conceding on the fact that the tokens themselves aren't securities. Because Ripple isn't directly involved in trading in the secondary market, I don't believe the SEC, it really makes sense for the SEC to be pursuing Ripple in comparison to players like Coinbase or Binance. I think what the SEC is going to try to do is call the exchanges, the exchange transaction securities, and then kind of get a quasi ruling that way of having power over the exchanges, even if they don't have power over the assets. And I believe this makes the most sense because, like, the exchanges have to be regulated under someone, and I just think the SEC makes the most sense to regulate the exchanges. I think the CFTC can do the spot prices, so that way the spot crypto is a commodity, and then the exchange is where the security transaction takes place. I believe the SEC probably understands they still have a shot in pushing that forward in regulations and through Congress. I think the SEC probably knows it's over in terms of the crypto asset itself being the security. So I think we're likely going to end up in a place where the SEC is going to pursue cases that are more in line with where their ultimate authority is going to be. And hopefully that means they realize that the Ripple SEC case is not their best case in terms of getting any power.